And now it's time for our next mutual review.
Which is...
And our last video game review of the show.
This is about a very, very seemingly underrated game for the Xbox 360, and it goes by a little title called Lost Odyssey.
This game is one of the greatest RPGs I have ever played. This game, I've never really heard people talk about it. The only review I've ever seen of it was in Game Informer. And even Game Informer was kind of like, it's meh. I think. I can't remember their exact review.
No, I think they gave it an 8, but...
Did they? Well, even they didn't give it credit. It was kind of an indie type game. It wasn't very popular. Now people talked about it. It wasn't a commercialized game like a lot of them are. It was released very quietly on the shelves.
But for those who have played it, it has made a great impact.
Right. This game, I don't remember how we got a hold of it. I think I was the first one to buy it. Or were you the first one to buy it?
I was, actually. I happened to
No, I bought it for you for your birthday last year, right? I think I bought it for you, right?
I don't remember.
Either way, he was the first one to have it. And either way, we looked back at this game, and he thought it would be cool.
It's, I like myself a new RPG, and at the time when this came out, the 360 was really lacking on them. So, you figure, yeah, why not, right? And I gotta say, that first battle as Kime, the main character, the ungodly amounts of ass-kickery that you do is highly uncalled for. Right,
and this game has 4 discs, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But it's a very, very, very well written, very, very good game. But let's talk a little about the plot. You play a guy named Kime Argonar, and Lunchbox is a little bit bigger on Kime than I am. I love Kime, don't get me wrong, but Kime, he's an immortal. He can't be killed in battle, but I believe, I haven't played this game in a while, so bear with me. I believe he's lost his memory from the past 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And he seeks about the truth about his past. And he finds out some things, I'm not going to give away the story, but he finds out some things that he does not like. And he has by far the scariest main character protagonist moment in any RPG I've ever played. Something happens to him, and he has to see something happen he doesn't want to see happen. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And he snaps.
The amounts of violence a teen-rated game can get away with that ensued.
But nonetheless, we'll talk about the gameplay a little bit.
Basically, you'll get into random battles via any RPG. It is turn-based, but they kind of added a little more. For those, I know you have played it, Legend of Dragoon, it kind of has something very similar to that.
Yes. If you've played the original Final Fantasy, again, I keep mentioning this, it has a system very similar to that, where you pick all 5 of your characters' moves at the beginning of the general turn. And depending on their speed is when they actually move. And the in the little left-hand corner, or something that I think is good that they put this in this game, is something I actually like, and I'll get to that, and we'll talk more about it in a minute. But it has a little, like, turn, who's moving next kind of deal at the bottom.
Yeah, so you know what enemy is going to be attacking first, so, I mean...
Granted, you can't change it, but it's nice to know I'm fucked or I'm not fucked.
Yeah, I mean, say, you're out, you're low on mana, you're low on your potions, be like, okay, that one's moving first, we should get rid of him first. Chances are you'll be able to kill it and move on to the next one before anything bad can happen to you.
Right.
And it's a very nice thing. I wish more RPGs would throw something like that in. Kind of helps with the more tactical feel to the battle.
There are a few tweaks to the system, though. They're a little bit different from Final Fantasy and the original Final Fantasy. Now, this game... it kind of takes what I call the Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions system as far as charging. Sometimes it'll take your mages 2, 3, I've seen 4 turns to charge a spell before it can be cast. Which, a lot of people think that sucks, but I think it adds the challenge of the game a little more.
It does, and it does make sense because, I mean... I mean, I don't know about all you people out there, but if you have watched our introductory, you know we've been playing for a very, very long time, and I know we both like a little challenge from our games. And I think with not being able to cast your most uber spell like that definitely adds to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Final Fantasy 6, 7, 8. You casted Ultima 3 times and a boss, he was dead. I mean, that's all you need to do. And this game, the ultimate spell is called Leveler. He hasn't gotten that far to get to that spell yet, but I am at damn near the end of the game. I haven't beaten it yet, mainly because I got sidetracked and
side quests.
Side quests. Side quests are big. Now, the cool thing about the gameplay of this is there's achievements for beating optional bosses. Now, I know most games have optional bosses being defeated as an achievement. Now, this game is a 360 exclusive, by the way. This is down on PS3, but the achievements for the optional bosses are good. I mean, they give you 50, I believe. I believe it's 20 to 50. I can't remember which one it is. But it's not like one of those cheap, oh, here's 5 points. I think here's 5 points for beating this boss. Now, I haven't put it. It could be 5. I'm pretty sure it's not. But either way, they give you something for doing it. Now, even if it is cheap 5, I mean, it's still something. I don't think it's 5. I remember it's 20. I'll correct myself next week if I'm wrong. I'll go look when we're done with this review. But I believe it's more than 5. But either way, they give you something. And the optional bosses are not easy. He watched me play one of them, and I had a few choice words for that boss during that boss fight. But I haven't beaten all the optional bosses yet. There's still one more I have yet to beat. But some of them are easy. Some of them are not so easy. But then again, I was over leveled a little bit. A little bit.
That usually means a lot.
But yeah, they do give you that kind of stuff. But I mean, the battle system and the gameplay itself is pretty cool. The cutscenes are typical RPG cutscenes. People walking around, talking, blah blah blah. Subtitles, you can have it on or off like any other game. And unlike pre-mentioned RPGs that I reviewed earlier, this game does have a compass and a map.
Really?
Which is something that all RPGs should have. Okay, I'm off the compass tangent now.
Good.
But I think that this game did everything well as far as menus, battles. It was. But okay, best gameplay. We'll get to our likes and dislikes in a minute. Characters. I'll start because I know he wants to mention the second character on this list.
Well, I do want to go off and say this. Kaim, the main character, is definitely one of my favorites in recent years. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't really played into it as much. I have very rarely heard him bitch, and I don't think I've ever actually seen him bitch. When sad things happen, he just gets angry.
Yeah, actually, he doesn't bitch the entire game. I'll tell you that. He doesn't bitch that much. If he did bitch, I don't remember it, and that's saying something. Usually I can remember if main character bitches or not. And granted, if he did bitch, it was probably once or twice, and I let it go because I was afraid he'd come to the TV and stab me through the face. But
he
Kaim,
seems like he'd do that.
Kaim, he's the leader of this group of immortals. Now, I'll give this little piece away. There are 4 or 5 immortals in this game. The only reason I'm giving this away is because they say it in the instruction book that there's four playable immortals, one that's not playable.
And it's another thing that...
But that's a story thing I'm not going to get out of.
Yeah, and another thing I do like is, I mean, after you play through the first battle, you can tell Kaim has been doing what he's been doing for a while. He's not just some random guy, oh, hey, world's doomed, need you, awesome. Right,
like, he isn't just, like, all of a sudden, like, oh, dude, you're just this random kid who's never picked up a sword in their life. Here, take this and go save the world. And next thing you know, the first damn battle, you're kicking the shit out of the goblins.
Awesome. No, he has been kicking the shit out of goblins for many years.
1,000 to be exact. 1,000 years. But that's Kaim. Move on to Jansen. I'll let him talk about Jansen.
Jansen, a lot of people think he's a dork. He's stupid. He is one of the greatest RPG characters ever made.
He is a dork and he is stupid. He's a pervert. He's a womanizer. He's everything that's bad about a human being. But god damn it, he's funny. And he does go through a big character development in this game. I'll say that. But he does go through it. But he stays Jansen. Now this is what I like about what they did with Jansen.